So last week we covered the M&S. It's a pretty big company, Marks and Spencer in the UK, and they had a cyber attack which essentially kind of like shut them down or caused some serious issues. Now, I think there were two different articles that I caught. One was from this morning, and then I caught one just before I started the stream. So this one, apparently they're still having issues, and they've asked their agency staff to stay home because they're still trying to deal with it. So if you're in the UK, and you've used M&S, be careful out there. Okay, be careful. It's hard to say exactly what's going on based on the news that I can find, but your data may be out there if you've ever used them in any way, shape, or form. And then as a follow-up, Marks and Spencer breach linked to Scattered Spider ransomware attack. Now, this one had a little bit more information about what was going on. So just to cover again who they are. They're a British multinational retailer that employs 64,000 employees and sells various products, including clothing, food, and home goods in over 1,400 stores worldwide. Last Tuesday, M&S confirmed it suffered a cyber attack that caused widespread disruption, including to its contactless payment system and online ordering. Today, Sky News reported that the disruption continues, with around 200 warehouse workers told to stay home as the company responds to the attack. Now, I kind of was thinking, like, why would you ask your warehouse workers to stay home? And I presume, if it was me, I presume it would be to kind of mitigate confusion as you're trying to narrow down the scope of what happened and through whom, by which mechanism, etc. If you have a bunch of people working and constantly like using a system in particular that you need to investigate, probably doesn't help to have all these people there, right? So I was a little bit curious about that. I had to think about it. That would probably be my guess. I mean. So it's believed that it's ransomware. And the belief is that they first breached M&S as early as February when they reportedly stole the Windows domains ntds.dit file. It's the main database for Active Directory services running on a Windows domain controller. The file contains the password hashes for Windows accounts, which can be extracted by threat actors and cracked offline to gain access to associated plain text passwords. So if you think about Active Directory as kind of an authentication gateway to many other systems, that's all fine. How on earth did they get access to this? How on earth did they get access to this? Apparently, they deployed a Dragonforce encryptor to VMware ESXi hosts on April 24th to encrypt virtual machines. They asked for help from CrowdStrike, Microsoft, and Phoenix 24 to investigate and respond to the attack, but they don't know how. Well, at least this article does not know how they got access to it. How did they get access? Nobody knows. So I'm not entirely sure that there's an answer here. I think there's kind of like a hint that maybe it was a supply chain attack, possibly. I could see a potential attack vector where they caught something upwind of the VMware, and maybe through downloading these third party like VM systems that get built maybe on a cloud or something. I don't know. This is all guesswork, right? But I think there's a hint here. Unfortunately, we do not know how this ransomware took place. All we know is that it's coming soon to an unprotected S3 bucket near you. Dingus buckets, yeah.